This podcast contains potentially adult language, adult themes, definitely drinking, and possibly sexual context. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to Drinking with Authors, the Literary Briefs edition. I am your host, Erica Lance. Our sponsor today is Skunk Brothers Spirits, coupon code DWA10. Get you all the yumminess you could possibly imagine from them. And I saw they just released some new flavors.
Ooh.
I probably shouldn't call it flavors. What is it?
Flavor sounds good.
Okay, well,
Flavors, yeah.
Flavors.
Anyway,
Anyway,
varieties.
new varieties.
New varieties.
New alcoholic beverage choices. Okay. Anyway, I went with that. I'm going with it, letting it go. My co-host today is the amazing Danielle Orsino.
Yay. Don't be shy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that button. Give us some feedback. We love it.
Awesome. And our guest today is Chris Burns. Woo-hoo!
Hi, everyone.
Okay. Let's talk about what we're drinking. I have what remains of my orange and elderberry juice with vodka in it. There's not a lot left. It was mainly vodka and a little hint of juice, which is what it is most of the time. Okay, what are you drinking, Danielle?
I'm still drinking. I'm still on the chai latte bandwagon right now as I'm getting better, but it's out of my Maleficent cup, so it's really special.
It is very, very cool.
Yes, it is.
And then Chris, what are you
one of the
drinking?
best Disney villains.
Which is really cool.
Thank you. I agree.
Deadpool shout out on what you're drinking.
I am drinking gin and tonic with Aviation Gin, which, as we discussed earlier, is a Ryan Reynolds gin, but it is amazing and I love it. And I just got a brand refill, so I'm ready to go.
I love it. Okay.
Yay.
So rapid fire question time. What is your favorite book of all time?
My favorite book of all time, The Three Musketeers.
Ooh,
Why?
nice.
It has everything. Like, it has adventure, and it has excitement, and it has drama, and it has sadness and tragedy, and it has romance as much as it could in that era. Like, the women are certainly not well represented as characters, but it has kind of everyone's point of view, and it has mystery, and it has all of the things any book could have. And so when you read it, it feels very like hyper universal and exciting.
Very cool. What is your least favorite book of all time?
Wow. The Catcher in the Rye.
Oh my gosh, you are the second person to say that
Yeah,
recently.
we've heard that before, right?
Yeah. Okay, why do you not like The Catcher in the Rye? Although the last person who said this described parts of the book to go, it's a book and he dodges the army by cutting his toe off, and like he's describing it and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And then he's like, Catcher in the Rye, and I'm like, those are not the parts that are used on the book blurb at all.
I don't think that's in Catcher in the Rye. I don't remember.
Yeah,
I have not read it in a while.
I don't remember that, but okay.
I don't remember that either, but
I think he's talking about Own Me or something. That's a very different situation.
But, okay.
Why
cool. Yeah.
Catcher in the Rye?
My problem is that it's just insufferable. I hate this person and everything about them, and I wouldn't like to be involved in any way with them. It was, assigned in high school like usual. It's the only book in high school I didn't finish reading.
Oh, wow.
Because as a reader, it was easy for me to get through the books and do that in English. That was never stressful. And I think chapter 2 or 3, I literally went up to my teacher before class and said, I'm not finishing this. I'll pass the test if you need me to. I can do that, but I will not finish this book. So don't call on me in class. And she was like, yeah, I get it. It's fine. Ironically, I did teach English, and I had to teach Catcher in the Rye with a straight face much later on. So I have read it thoroughly and made notes on it and taken it seriously and had to pretend that I liked it for class. And just the hardest thing I ever had to teach was oh yeah, this is brilliant in literature. And these students are like, the language is way outdated for any modern class. And just, it's so hard. And then on top of that, yeah, this guy, none of us like him. He's not a good person in any way.
No, yep. I agree. Okay. What is your favorite book to movie or TV show where you think they did a good job with it?
Oh, that's a tough.
I know. We ask the tough questions here.
We do. This is a hard
We dig deep.
podcast.
We dig deep.
Okay, I think the Good Omens TV show was really, really good.
Love that. Love it.
Right? That was a brilliant
Oh
TV
my
show
God, it
based on
was
a
so
brilliant
good.
book. So I would say that really, like, as I was watching that, and I was watching it with my wife who'd never read the book, and it was just like, she liked it, I liked it, everyone liked it. There was like no downside. I also really, in a very, like, that was fun and I loved it in a different way. Never Let Me Go, the book, was a heartbreaking, tragic book, a serious, that like dark. And then I watched the movie because I read the book, so I felt obligated to. And afterwards, I literally cried in real life. And I was just like again, I watched it with my wife, and she was like, "Why did you make me do this?" And I was like, I honestly, I didn't think the movie would be that good. So we had to go for a walk and get it out of our system. But it was such a good version. Like, the movie was as emotional as the book. It was as well done. Like, the shooting was so kind of like long shots and emotional situations, and it was effective. I didn't like it because it was dark and sad, but it was so well done.
Mhm.
Very cool. What about one that you went?
Oh,
no,
can I do one more?
what?
Can I do one more?
It's your podcast. Go for it.
Oh, I'll go all day. I'll just keep running my mouth. The Harley Quinn movie, the kind of the third, the most recent one, where Harley Quinn was with the Birds of Prey.
The Emancipation of Harley Quinn
from the comic books. Like, a lot of people did not like that movie. It got panned. I thought it deserved way more credit than it got, but that was a really fun, kind of effervescent, accurate version of her character in the comic book. So I thought that was really good too.
Very cool. Okay, what about ones that you think they totally screwed up?
Oh, every other one, like, just so many of them. It's hard to make a movie into book. What is one that's just, I love that book and I hate that movie? There's got to be. This is more of a thinking question. I don't have a good answer right now. I feel like there's a lot of movies that have just been so.
Discovery of Witches.
What? Discovery
of Wishes. You know my feeling on that one.
Sci-fi fan, so you have to go on the sci-fi one. What about Ender's Game?
There were things I didn't like about it. I didn't hate it. I thought it was fun. If I'm flipping channels and it's on, I'll give it a few minutes.
Okay, let me think of other. So, what about Dune?
The new Dune or the old?
Which
Actually,
version?
the old Dune might be my answer, and I know that's sacrilege, and somehow people will give me hate mail. Even though it's your podcast. I hope your podcast doesn't get hate mail. I do not like the original Dune movie. I think it's entirely nonsense from top to bottom, and I don't care what anyone says. The new one I enjoyed a lot. I feel like they advertised it as this was a movie that could never be made into a show or into a book that can never be made into a movie. But we've done it, and then it's the first half. So it's like, you still didn't do it. Like, you still need to break it up.
Okay.
And I'm
Good
mad
point.
at that lie. But I loved watching it. I'm excited for the next half. I thought the characters were great.
I haven't seen it yet because my boyfriend watched it and we did the audiobook together. And I read the book originally way back when, and he watched the movie because I was out of the country and I don't remember where I was now. But he was like, "Yeah, you need to wait till the next one comes out." He's like, "You're just gonna be mad at the end that it's not continuing." He's like, "Just wait." So I took his
see it all at once.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because, well, he knows me, but I totally get why they make multiple things and stuff, but from what I understand, they kind of stopped in the middle. So no spoilers. I'm waiting to see it. So that's the judgment. I haven't gotten hate mail on the podcast, but I will say about the first original Dune movie, there is a degree of Flash Gordian charm to that.
Yes.
movie.
Yeah, that it's all about the visuals, and like the Art Deco-ness of it is very like shocking.
Very Flash Gordon-y about the it's like that kind of movie where, the special effects were very different. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Blade Runner, because Blade Runner, the movie, was not completely like Blade Runner, the book. So,
No.
but it was very artsy and,
It was more of a statement, I feel like.
It was very different. That's an interesting observation. I like that. The Flash Gordon-ness of it.
Yeah,
Like
it's
Flash Gordon, but without the obvious sense of humor.
I love Flash Gordon.
Yeah, no, I have one of our other podcast hosts, Jen, absolutely adores him, and he'll go do signings at like comic book shops. I feel like that's all that guy does. the original. And so she went and saw him. I saw that he was at a comic book shop in Brandon, in Florida. And I was like, he's there. She got in the car and drove over there and got a picture with him.
Good for her.
I would do that. Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah,
Good for her.
totally.
Another one that I just thought of now is so like Lord of the Rings as being so important to the way movies are filmed since, and like how revolutionary that was in film was great. And the Hobbit movies, like, did you not read the books at all? Like, did you not know that this was a short book for children and you made it a 3-part epic for like 14 hours that it didn't need to be or want to be? Like, just I watched The Hobbit like this, like, this is still on. What? Why?
Yeah, no, you're lucky that you're not on with one of my other co-hosts, Sierra Rice, because she would eviscerate you. You wouldn't have
That's
to wait.
fine. And I'm sure she'd make solid arguments. I don't doubt that she could win the argument, but
no, she really. Here's the thing: we're talking to you to get your taste, like, dislike, hear different things, open up the world of our listeners to different movies and stuff maybe they wouldn't have seen, right? And to get different perspectives. I personally was like, they're making that into a 3-part. Like, I didn't get it when they did it, but I was like, they'll give Peter Jackson money to make 3 parts of almost anything in the world. He's like, I'm gonna tie my shoes, 3-part movie, you know, like,
yep, 14 hours of that. Let's do it.
The loop.
yeah, exactly. I have no doubt, but I personally do not think that I think personally it was way too long. And then they just added characters and stuff, and I was like,
yeah,
what are you doing? Like, you know, Legolas isn't in this movie anyway. Where was I going? Oh, ask your question. You're wearing the shirt. Go ahead and ask.
Okay, Chris, here we go. So you're going to run into one of these 3 creatures to prove that they exist.
Okay.
Which one do you choose and why?
Okay.
The Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, or UFOs?
Okay.
Go.
I love all of those things deeply and personally. I'm going to go with UFOs.
You're a
Sorry, I
sci-fi
assume
guy.
from your shirt this is the wrong answer.
That is the
Of
wrong.
course it is.
Continuous.
But that's okay.
UFOs.
That's
I'm
okay.
a sci-fi guy, and I could have gone. He's going to say UFOs, but
Anyway,
anyway.
was the obvious choice for me. If the Loch Ness if I tracked down the Loch Ness monster, I'd say, "Hey, Nessie, you're the Loch Ness monster," and Nessie would say, "Yeah, I swim around a lot," and then we'd be like, "Okay, let's have tea." If I ran into UFOs, I could say, like, "Take me to your planet and show me what it looks like." Like, there's so much more to, like, I know what a lake looks
And
like.
write a book about it.
Yeah, exactly. So Nessie's great. I like to think that we're looking in that Nessie can go to other lakes, and that's why they've never found her. That most of the time she's at Lake Tahoe or something. That there's like this interconnected series of lakes, and people are looking in the wrong spot. So I think I could find Nessie.
Okay. How about Bigfoot?
But,
why are
I
we
think,
not? Why are we not picking Bigfoot? What's the
because
logic there?
Yeah, well, there's a hairy guy in a forest. We can find that. There's that. We
Okay.
have that here. Yeah, we know people like that. I love Sasquatch too. Love him. Want him to hang out. Like the Abominable Snowman version of that. Big fan. Too many TV shows, maybe? I don't know.
Okay, yeah, been there, done that. He's passe.
Yeah, he clearly doesn't want to be photographed. Like, there's that one photo and he never did it again. So maybe he deserves his privacy.
Okay, fair enough. All right. UFOs it is. Okay, we can make money off that. Understood.
Yeah, I'd love
All
to.
right.
That'd be great.
If you
Yep,
could be any paranormal or fantastical creature, what would you be?
Wow, these are hard-hitting questions.
Any.
Alien is the kind of obvious answer from me. Of the current ones, I recently read about a version of the Sasquatch character that's in New Orleans and lives in the swamp.
You mean the skunk?
Yes.
Oh, where's Mark Muncie when you need him?
What?
You want to be a skunk ape?
I don't. I think it's fascinating that there's different versions of all these things. That's not actually my answer. I was just stalling for time telling that story.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, no, a friend of ours, also a host on the show, Mark Muncie, did a bunch of research into the skunk ape and stuff. He's written about it for Erie, Florida, I think is the name of it. And then he wrote about Sasquatch for Erie, Appalachia. 2 different mythos. Both of those mythos are different, which is interesting. Okay.
For me, the answer is about the mythos. It's like, who's having the best time? Which one of these seems to be enjoying their life? You know, who's really, out of all of these paranormal kind of zoological creatures, like, what is the one that seems to be thrilled about their day-to-day? And I wonder, like, if you have an
Nessie.
opinion, what is the best one?
What is that? I don't know if there is the best one. I think it depends on one's perspective, because like certain creatures, that like the Rougarou, for instance, that is a gnarly creature. I know, but if it gets in, basically it's eating fucking people. That's what it does. So I bet
And he
it's
loves
really
it.
when it eats people. Like that's a thing. So is it living its best life? Yes. Would you want to do that? Probably not. Like, you know.
But if you were it, you wouldn't. There'd be no moral concern there. You'd be fine doing it.
Oh no, totally. But when you say which one is enjoying itself the most, I think that's a very relative question.
It
So
is.
you've still
And
solved
obviously
your
Danielle has
problem.
a different answer for that because she's very mad that Nessie wasn't the answer.
No, it's true, but you didn't give an answer. What creature are you?
Vampires. I'd go with vampires. That's my answer.
Okay, what
Oh,
vampire?
that's good.
Why would one have to choose? You can do
Because
a
they're
lot.
different vampires. They're the true blood
With the
vampires.
Nosferatu. Yeah.
Yeah. Interview
There's the
with
Buffy vampires. There's the Twilight vampire. There's the traditional vampires.
There's the werewolf vampires, like, you know, from the
There are.
game. There's the underworld vampires. Like, what kind of vampire are you going to be?
Underworld vampires. I would probably be the. Oh, that's a rough question.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I suddenly learned something about myself that I hate right now. Like you made me learn something about myself that's like the Twilight vampires can also go out during the day. And they seem to have a lot of autonomy in terms of like what they do or don't do, or whether or not they're killing or not, or like how they live their lives. And they also have magical powers. And that's all pretty awesome. Those are a lot of pluses if you were going to be one. I feel like maybe if I had to pick, like that's not the answer I want to give, but if I had to choose, it seems like they have the most options.
Okay.
Okay, we're going Spyhard. Okay.
Yeah.
Just
well,
logically, that seems to be the right choice. And
I don't think anyone has ever said a Twilight vampire on the show before.
had somebody else said it, I would have said no, that's the wrong answer. But if one
looking
had
at
to live the life,
You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna get off this show and you're gonna be like, I was just on a podcast and you won't believe what I just said.
yeah, people are gonna ask how this went, and I'm gonna say, man, I said I wanted to be a Twilight vampire. Like things took
And
a
you
wrong
can
turn. I
blame
don't know what
Ryan
happened.
Reynolds and just point to the gin and be like, it's Ryan Reynolds'
Yeah,
fault.
I was clearly on my several list of these. I would like the Buffy vampires. Like they get a lot of options and they can do a lot, but they don't have souls and they are evil, and that's very canonical. Like, oh, that sucks. And
Yeah.
the real
Ryan
vampires can't eat garlic. That's not fun. They can't. Like the interview with the vampires are always mopey. I don't want to do that. So, I hate myself for this answer. But
Okay.
maybe-
Well, it's done. It's sealed.
it's
fate.
canon now. Yeah, I now have to get a tattoo of the Twilight vampires, but like with my face on all of them. That's the
Yeah,
last
no,
one.
there you go. You'll look fantastic as Alice. I've decided that.
I'm gonna go with it.
Okay, cool. Danielle.
If you could visit one literary mythical place, where would you go and why?
Okay, you said literature and mythical, and those are very different.
Well, like from one literary
Like a
place,
world.
like Narnia, you know, any of those, like where would you go from a literary
Okay,
world?
let me see, where would I go? Wow, that's fun. Aaron Morgenstern's The Night Circus is a circus I would want to go to. It is amazing and I love everything about it. And so that's probably my first answer.
Okay, we'll take it. We'll put it in the
that's
book.
circus I would travel with. It's gonna
didn't
come up
say
again
Seattle
and again in my life.
Twilight,
Is like
so
how
we're
important
good.
that book is.
Yeah, Twilight Vampire in The Night Circus. I like it. What are your favorite alien movie? Like what movie do you like that features aliens in it?
Okay, the movie Aliens and Alien 3. I'm the one that really likes Alien 3. I think that's a great movie. Those are fun movies. Let's see other alien movies that are maybe more current. God, I've seen all of them and they're all great. What's a good alien movie? Do you mean that I'd want to live in, or that I'd want to?
No,
What you like?
The movie Aliens is actually my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, it's amazing.
What
Not
about
Aliens
Species? That
3
was good.
because Sigourney
Oh, I didn't
Weaver.
hear that, Danielle. I'm sorry.
Species.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That
A
was a good one.
classic.
Alien 3
classic cult.
came into being, and that wasn't the original script, but because at the time Sigourney Weaver would not allow guns. She didn't want to have a movie with any guns in it. That's what happened with Alien 3. So the whole movie had to be rewritten because originally it was her with Newt and what's his name? Hicks, because they all escaped, but they had to rewrite the movie because now no guns.
I think it might have been better with more of that. I respect your decision. I actually have watched the Aliens commentary all the way through when DVDs had commentaries. And a lot of it talks about like how uncomfortable she was with guns in that movie where they were a requirement. I could see it. But I think so side note, if I may, if my Jin can take a side note with you.
Yeah, go for it. My vodka.
The movie Paul.
What?
The alien movie Paul by Edgar Wright. Okay, so Edgar Wright, who did like Dawn of the Dead, no, not that at all. Who did nothing like that? Who did Hot Fuzz, like the comedy movie? Yeah, his movie Paul about an alien, and it was very comedy and very like Simon Pegg starred in it, and they ran around with a very like traditional 50s alien and the innocence of humor. And Sigourney Weaver does a cameo as the person in charge of the organization that's hunting aliens. She's basically running the CIA. And she shows up at the end and is like a total like bitch and wants to murder the alien. And it's really funny because it's Sigourney Weaver doing it and she knows what she's doing and it's played for laughs. And she at one point has to pull a gun and hold them all and she's the toughest one and they're all scared of her. And she like, even in the movie, like she's so awkward doing it. And I wonder if that's on purpose. Like we've seen her hold guns in movies successfully. And I think maybe she wanted to make the point that she doesn't like it and she doesn't want to. And I wonder if that's like in her mind a metatext that she intentionally blew this scene. But she was acting the shit out of it when she did it. Like her voice, her content, like the way she was talking, she was so like very serious about it and like the role, but also clearly would not be able to do that. And I wonder if that's on purpose. Sigourney Weaver, if you're watching, get in touch and let's talk.
And let's find out. We have questions.
We have so many questions.
So many questions. I would ask questions to Sigourney Weaver all day. She should be on your show.
We need to get Sigourney Weaver.
She could write a thing. I don't know that she has, but she could. Yeah.
Make a note. Let's see if we can get Sigourney Weaver. Or Ryan Reynolds too. Either one.
Both together.
Yes. Sigourney Weaver, Ryan Reynolds show. What about what trope is your favorite trope for sci-fi?
Oh God, all of them. I don't have the issue with tropes that a lot of people have. I think some tropes are great and they're very easy to use. I really like kind of first contact tropes. So I'd say that's my favorite. When like the first time you meet an alien, how do you feel and how do they feel about you? And I think there's a lot of variety within that, but I think that like any first contact kind of like the series of, fear, curiosity, acceptance, I like that.
Okay, cool. What about what is a trope that you actually don't like?
I mean, do we need to bang the alien every time? The kind of Star Trek trope that like obviously Kirk's gonna hook up with the alien and there's always a sex subplot there. Like, and maybe you're just like, whoa, this is an alien. Like there's frankly more important things going on right now and we're probably not compatible. I think that kind of, it's often shoehorned into sci-fi that like, there's a love story there. And there doesn't need to be, like there's enough going on.
I like it. Okay, then what is your favorite weird food combination?
Wow, that's not a similar question. Okay, that's let me reset my.
I don't have to ask similar questions on the show, but Danielle,
there's no obligation.
We'll get the final question in a moment, so think of the final question. But what's your favorite weird food combination?
My favorite weird food combination is French fries and milkshakes.
That's not very weird. That doesn't count.
Is it not? I think that's a lot. I've been assured that this is weird by many friends.
No, because everybody puts French fries.
No, wait. If he dip, are you dipping it? Like, yeah, that's weird. That's
okay.
Weird.
See,
that's not weird. I do that all the time. That's what Wendy's little Frosties are for.
Wendy's are the best. Wendy's is the best milkshake for that. I agree.
Yeah, they're absolutely the best. Wendy's chocolate Frosty. Just get a small one, dip your French fries in it. It's absolutely.
So I'm going to play both sides. Danielle, you've been outvoted. It's weird. And also, Danielle says it's weird. So I can say it's weird. Like we have a quorum.
I am not going to survive Louisville with you, Erica.
Oh, yeah, you are. Like, yeah, you are.
Have you tried it, Danielle? Or is this an alien concept? Or have you tried it?
in shakes.
Have you ever tried it?
No, I would not. No, I would
no,
not
okay.
try it. That's
Also,
she's gonna
you
make
never
me
tried the
try it.
Oreo thing earlier, the deep fried Oreo? Like there's
Oh, no,
a whole
she's
world
gonna-
of food. Yeah.
She's gonna be trying lots of stuff. We're gonna open a whole new world. It'll be great. It'll be
You might love it, and if you don't, that's fine too.
yeah.
Oh,
I'm
she's
not
gonna
gonna
make me
make you eat
try
the whole thing. I'm just gonna make you try it.
A single
I
fry.
know.
What's the worst that could happen?
You'll throw up. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be the worst.
Yeah.
Okay.
You might hate it. You don't need to like it. It's fine, but I like it.
Okay, you're good, Chris. It's good.
Okay, Danielle. Final question of the literary briefs.
Chris, what is your spirit animal?
Ooh, like Archer from the TV show Archer.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like that. At least you didn't say a Twilight vampire because I was
Yeah,
gonna
that would have been a lot. Yeah.
I was
in
waiting
the
on that
grand
one. I was
scheme of
waiting a little
things,
bit.
we can allow one Twilight thing, but two Twilight things
It
you.
would have been too much. If I would have named a Twilight character, like maybe like a third tier character, like that person is my favorite, that would have been a different situation.
Although Charlie Swan, if you'd said him, I would have been okay with that because I think the dad, both the books and the movies, is probably the most epic, cool character there
Yeah.
is. So I would have
Well,
allowed.
I'm glad to know
that
I
I
could
would have
have
allowed.
said that.
What?
I'm glad to know I could have said that.
You could have said that one, but if you had said, I don't know, Rosalie, I would have been
Edward?
like, that's it. We're never airing these episodes. Just
Like
so
just
you
an
Yep,
immediate
they're going
turn
black.
off, just screen off, and the Zoom ended.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'd be like,
It was
and we're
going
not
black.
recording anymore. Sorry, Chris, we're not airing these things anymore.
Hope you had fun.
Yeah. Okay. Shameless self-promotion time. Chris, how do people find you?
Okay, so people find me easily on my website, which is chris-s-burns.com. Sorry about all the hyphens. There's too many Chris Burnses in the world. I'm also on Twitter at Chris_S_Burns, and that's also for Instagram. So you can find me at any of those places. And I would love it if you would. Like, come find me.
Very, very cool. Well, thank you so much for being on this podcast with us.
Thank you for having me. It was amazing.
Awesome.
Yay.
Awesome. Okay, guys, I've been your host, Erica Lance. Our sponsor today, I didn't forget, Skunk Brothers Spirits, coupon code DWA10. Everybody should be impressed that yeah.
You
I
made it.
remember that.
You did the thing.
Yes.
You
And I
got
don't even have my post-it up here with me out on the back porch.
I'm impressed.
Danielle Orsino has been my absolutely amazing co-host.
Don't be shy. Like and subscribe and leave us a review.
We'd like to hear it. And we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.